I didn't bring my can opener, so I gotta do it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, but that's Paula's Tiffany teal colored can opener.
Well, it's Christie's pineapple juice opener, can opener now. Who's ready for some boozy ice?
Good Lord.
Oh, see, didn't I tell you this morning? When we get to the last batch, you're going to say, oh, no, not another flavor.
So this is a mixed drink, actually, that I took and turned into a Italian ice. It's that easy. I called it the Florida Hurricane because of the color, and it's gorgeous. And then my husband looked at it, and he goes, mermaid juice, because it's really pretty. So you can call it mermaid Italian ice.
Mermaid juice?
Mermaid juice. That's about good. Now you got to do 2 cream of coconuts. We don't need any water for this recipe. I should probably pour that out first.
You see this is an adult?
It is
I see it. Malibu.
Malibu and blue curacao.
Blue curacao.
You don't need a liquor license for it.
Hmm?
You don't need a liquor license for it.
No, it's an ingredient.
Gotcha.
And we are going to do just half a cup of this.
Oh, I had a little more.
I got the blue curacao.
What did you just add from the colander? What did you just pour in there from the colander? Of the spring?
Oh, sugar. This?
Oh, okay.
That was the 1.5 pounds of sugar.
Ooh. Ooh.
We don't want to put too much alcohol.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
All
She's
right.
young.
Why not?
Isn't that a pretty color? I like. That's why my
Yeah.
husband said mermaid juice.
Aqua. Aqua girl.
Aqua or aqua?
Aqua girl.
Oh.
Oh, don't
okay.
tell me you say aqua.
Well, that's what it is.
No, there's an A, not an O.
No, it's Aquaman. It's not Aquaman.
Aquaman.
Aqua. You sound like you're from the Bronx.
Aquaman.
You're from Boston.
Remember the comic books, Aquaman?
Yeah.
Yeah, not Aquaman.
Yeah,
Aquaman.
it's Aquaman.
Did you hear about the new movie, what was it, Aqua Girl or something?
Yeah.
Batgirl. Oh, they shelved it. All ready to release, and they took it off the market.
Why? Maybe we shouldn't say why.
Maybe we should.
Okay. Huh.
Imagine.
Yeah.
You can get the tight ice.
I
Or
did
go
not.
malfunction.
I hit homemade. It's the same speed. Italian ice and homemade setting on the batch freezer is the same speed. But honestly, it doesn't matter because Italian ice doesn't have expansion. So you can run it as slow and as fast as you want. It's still going to freeze, and it doesn't have but like maybe 17% expansion. And that's just due to everything freezing. And as anything freezes, it expands just a little bit.
Just like us.
Well, you don't get frozen. So we just added alcohol and sugar and pineapple juice, which is also sugar. So remember before we talked about the more sugar you add, the longer it's going to take to freeze. Now, because it's my first startup, because it's been rinsed out, it's been sitting for a little bit, the machine is warm, so it's going to take a little bit longer. So your very first batch of the day is always going to take a little bit longer than the rest of your batches. Now, if I did a couple batches back to back, it's going to take maybe 12, 13 minutes. This will probably push about 15 because of the alcohol, the sugar, the pineapple juice, and it being a warm machine. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Following along? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Any questions about boozy ice, adding alcohol?
I have a question. How come you don't use cheaper sugar? You know, there's plenty of cheaper sugars on the market, but I see Domino's there.
Yeah.
Do I really have to go into that?
Why
I
don't you
know.
come up and explain it, Jeff?
Did you hear what he said? He talked about cheap sugar because, all right, I made a mistake in life. I was only 16.
A mistake.
I was only 16, and the cops said anybody could have done it. But I went out and bought regular store brand sugar. Only to
Granulated
and
sugar.
Jeff kept pushing. You've got to have Domino. Got to be Domino. No, you're just paying for the brand name. Well, don't you know? We get a guy in here sitting in this class last year, and he's from Domino Sugar. He's a chemist for Domino Sugar. He said, "I'm sorry to tell you, Mr. Thompson, but Jeff is right. There is a difference because we are pure cane sugar, and they are beet sugar. Beet. It doesn't say it. It says just sugar, but it's
anybody
beet
wanna-
sugar. It's
would
made
you
from
pass it
beets. It's garbage, as opposed to cane sugar."
Joe Pesci and my cousin Vinny.
Yes, Jeff. You know, it was a day in history. Jeff was right.
And we'll never, ever forget about it.
Oh, no,
Well,
I think about it every day.
At least once.
Listen, if I was in Jeff's position, I'd be heralding it every single class. Yes.
Okay, I'm with y'all fine, so I want to make sure that she asked a question. I wanted to have a question about when you said alcohol.
Yes.
Now, my whole business is water. Private events, because I've already been asked by one before, if you want to infuse alcohol, if it requires water, do you just replace the water with the alcohol?
It depends on what you're making. So
I don't think that's going to
No, that would be
fly.
a lot of alcohol.
No, yeah.
I've done
She did it because she was adding, obviously, the orange juice or pineapple juice is mostly water.
Yeah.
Okay, the
But
flavor,
alcohol,
I have made a wine sorbet with just
I
wine.
don't drink, so I don't know what it does. But it was a watermelon flavored ice, but they infused it with Ciroc. And this is another person that I saw the video, but I didn't see them make it. They use Ciroc, which apparently is a vodka.
You can't go 1-for-1 because then you have vials of
Right.
alcohol.
right.
And watermelon's old water. If you
Use your
drink water-
formula. Use your formula for Italian ice. Let's say it's 3 quarts of water. Well, if you want to make the adult flavor, take a half a quart away and substitute the alcohol for that. But if you're going to add 3 quarts of alcohol, you'll be out of business in a week
So
and in jail.
And it
lower
won't
proof.
freeze.
Lower
Right.
proof.
Other than that, it's a great idea.
Let me grab this over here.
If she didn't put no water in it, I understand it.
Because
No.
she's got all the juice.
Yes.
So the lower the proof, the more alcohol you can add. Malibu rum is obviously a lot more lower proof than using Jack Daniels. You're not going to put the same amount of Jack as you would Malibu. This is a lower proof one. I have made a... What?
I said I might.
Yeah, well, you know, it won't freeze. You know, wine, I don't even see it on here. 12. So this is even lower. So I've done 2 quarts of this and a pound of sugar, and it froze just fine in the CB200. So, well, I added 1 quart of this and 1 quart of water. That's what I did. So I can add a whole quart of this and then half this, half water, and then sugar. But I couldn't do that same thing with this or Jack Daniels.
And you know what? She didn't show up for work that Monday either.
Well, the best part is I get to go back in there and keep it all.
If you're talking something strong like Jack, something like that, and you said, you know, at a certain point it's not going to freeze. What's that happy limit?
I have
one.
Great question. How high can you go? I've
The
run
happy
151.
limit is when you put it in the machine and you grab your spoon. No, when you grab your spoon, you taste it. You see what you got.
Right.
Too much Jack, nobody's going to buy it.
Right, of course.
Now,
And not enough, they're not going to buy it.
Right.
And you're the judge.
Exactly. Okay, that makes sense.
I ran 151 alcohol. Guy brought it in. He had a still. This is Florida, and we ran it. And at 20 below zero, the stuff scooped like soft ice cream.
Really?
And that was the one that you took a taste of and you're like that because it was too much alcohol. It
You gotta take the purple.
and the brain wasn't and the taste buds weren't ready for you to be shooting down a shot of 151.
Now, most of the stuff I use is liqueurs, so it's not a high proof. Sometimes, like our rum raisin, that's regular rum, you know, dark Caribbean rum. But for the most part, you're using liqueurs because your goal is familiar tasting to people. Like Bailey's. We make Bailey's. Everybody likes it. It's Bailey's. Kahlua. They love it. Mudslide. Kahlua and amaretto. These are easy things to make, and people know what they are, and they like them. You're not going to try to force 151 down their throats.
No, I actually
You would probably tell me because he's in another state. You use rock, watermelon, I didn't know.
Oh, there's turns for the
color
spout
like
there?
this would make a fantastic. I'm going to
Oh, I
use
like this.
the bent crooked
like
one
that.
because I don't have a nice one here. So using the rainbow maker, you can make 3 different flavors of boozy ice. Me, if it was me making it, I would use that one, and I put it one. I would do a dark blue, like a blue raspberry, and then maybe add some more blue curacao just for a more color flavor and the alcohol content. And then I would do a limoncello. So you have a yellow, then you have a teal, and then you have a blue. So that would look absolutely gorgeous when you do a scoop around. All 3 is a boozy ice. It'd be a great, great visual for a lot of your customers to see, and great use of the rainbow maker. It's so pretty. It's almost like fluorescent.
It is. It's phosphorescent.
Yeah.
It looks like the drinks out of Star Wars.
Huh?
It looks like the drinks out of Star Wars.
Yeah.
I was thinking that or Ghostbusters, the slime that they throw out. That's why my husband goes, it's mermaid juice. But that would look very pretty, you know, with that dark blue and then the teal and then the yellow.
We empty that for you. Let that get all mushy.
We're at 8.5 minutes almost, so you probably got a couple more minutes or so before it's going to freeze up really good because of that sugar and the alcohol content. Anybody else have any more questions about it? What to do, what not to do? No?
Did I bring in my 2 pint containers? Do you see them?
I don't know.
Let me go look. Oh.
Did he talk to you about this one?
No.
This is the Great Divide. So instead of 3 flavors, you can do 2 flavors, and it goes directly in here. So once again, you can do, you know, a red and blue or whatever 2 colors you want. And then we also have a gelato pan divider. After I go in circles. And then this can also make 3 flavors as well. So you put it in like this. And then you can do your Neapolitan, you know, chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, and then that is also like a great scoop as well.
And here's where you're going to make your fortune. Absolute fortune. Pint sales. Pint sales have been around for a long time, but during February of 2020, I wrote a bunch of articles because the entire country was closing down over COVID. And stores couldn't open, but you could go to your store, and people could go sit out in the parking lot. So we had customers take advantage of social media and advertise that we have these different flavors of pints, and they're frozen rock solid so that you can pick them up and drive 20 miles to home and they're not going to melt. And all of a sudden stores were open that way, and you texted in your order and then they ran it out to your car. We're getting Haagen-Dazs, who I said I put in business. They're getting about $5.50 for a pint. My customers are getting $8, $9, $10 a pint because, again, you're dealing with the millennials for starters, and they don't care what the cost is. They want quality. I have 4 millennial children, and they'll buy 1 bottle of wine. They'll go to Sherry Lehman in Manhattan and buy one $80 bottle of wine for the weekend. And I say, what are you kidding? You could get 7 boxes of Boone's Farm for that, or Annie Hill. And my youngest son just said, Dad, you're a pig. But it was true. So there's no price sensitivity to pints. They know it's the quality. They wanted it. And here's the scenario that I came up with once the stores reopen. I've got, as you've seen, 2 golden retrievers. It's Florida. It's hot. And Paula says, would you pick up a couple of pints of ice cream tonight? The Thompsons are coming over for dinner. Well, I can't stop at the supermarket, the big supermarket Publix, and leave the dogs in the car, even with the windows open and the air on. That would be unsafe. My car is going to get stolen. I could risk losing the dogs. And I know I'm going to be standing in line behind the nice old lady who's counting out 97 cents in change, you know, 1 coin at a time, and I'm going, I got to get these pints home. But I know your store, and I know that you have a separate sign right here that says takeout pints. And so, and you have a chest freezer like I showed you before, or any kind of freezer, maybe even Culver's uses an upright freezer where you can see them. They're all at 10, 15 below. So I go in and I've got my dogs in the car, parked right out in front, air conditioning running, car locked up. I run in and I grab down a mint chip for me and a coconut for Paula. Certainly not going home with just one ice cream for me. Look what I bought myself, Paula. You know, where's mine? So I grab 2 pints, I put them down, there's nobody there. Just a sign that says takeout pints. The server over here has got a line, and the server has got 5, 6 people in line that he's taking care of. And the server sees me, comes over, says, excuse me, comes over to me, you want a receipt? No. You want a bag? No. Slide your card. I slide my card, I grab my 2 pints, and I get in my car. I'm in there 45 seconds. Now, 5 years ago, this line of people would have been saying, look at that bum. He just came in and cut in front of me. That's not fair. Now they look and they say, hey, did you see that guy who just came in? He's got his SUV out there with 2 golden retrievers in it, and he just ran in, and in 45 seconds, he grabbed 2 pints and he's gone. I could do that next Tuesday when the Thompsons are coming for dinner. What a great idea. And you won't believe how many pints you'll sell. Just incredible. Talking to Christi and I and Mike and Slade teach at Penn State, asked Dr. Roberts about this once. I said, how come Haagen-Dazs, our customer, and how come Ben & Jerry only sell in pints? That's always been the way it was, especially Haagen-Dazs. And he said a very profound answer that I hadn't thought of. He said, well, first off, a pint doesn't last very long. As soon as you get home, you take a taste. We men, women, if you don't know this, we took a bite out of it on the way home, and then we smoothed it over. And then since we smoothed it over and there's an indentation, we took a spoon and grabbed it, and we got yelled at, don't take that ice cream, it's for the Thompsons. But we've already smoothed it. Yeah, you're laughing because that's exactly what we do.
We're ready.
Okay, I'll continue.
We ready?
Whoa.
Look at that. Wow, beautiful. Look at that color.
Ew. Hi. Yeah.
You show me one product on the face of this earth that doesn't go with chocolate chips.
Show me one alcoholic drink that has chocolate chips in it.
Well, that looks great.
I'm just going to let that hang. All right. Isn't that so pretty?